Hello, my name is Tabitha Ishman, and my communication project was based around the fact that the student worker for the communications and event planning assistant needed a updated job description and then also a social media procedure for the rest of the office to follow. What the job description was lacking prior to its update was that it didn't cover all of the social media platforms that the office was currently using. So in the original job description, it just talks about using the Facebook and then updating materials as needed. Well, now the CPDC uses LinkedIn and Twitter to advertise their events other than the flyers that they design with the help of the designer. And also, you need to create original content that is sponsored and shared on all these accounts, and prior to that, that was not listed in the job description, as well as how to access the accounts and create the content wasn't taught from the student worker to the other various workers in the department, depending on the student worker's schedule. So the issue at hand was that there was miscommunication from the workers and then also the staff members of the CPDC, just because event schedules would not get shared in a timely manner, and then social media content wouldn't get approved in time, and so then we would be rushing around and trying to post content that wasn't really user-friendly or wasn't great content. And so now with the procedure that I laid out, it starts from point A to point B and all in between. So the modes I picked to use to give my presentation and then also for the updated preferences is that I gave a speech and then I also gave them a design. So I used an infographic for the procedure that they could keep in the office and share amongst themselves. And then I also used my writing and updated the job description for the next student worker for the communications and event planning assistant. So moving forward to how I'm going to figure out if this ended up being successful for the CPDC and for the future student worker that is going to take my position in the fall is that I'm hoping to revisit the CPDC in the fall when I'm not employed and analyze kind of the posts and the production of the events and look at and see if there were more participants or attendees at these events. And although this might sound a little ambitious, I like what I do there, and I'm still going to be finishing up my master's program, so I think that I'll have the time to kind of stop in and see and talk to Kishma and to Beth and to Marla and to see kind of how things are going. And I want to make sure that the job description is kind of as squeaky clean as it can be now, even though it has been approved by them, and also that the tweets and the feeds and the posts are produced now in a timely manner, and all of the student workers kind of have access to those media platforms and that they're able to find them. They are kept within a binder in the CPDC, but I think that a lot of the time that the other student workers don't know where the passwords are kept. And I think that if the posts have great captions, and as long as they're sent out within a couple days prior to the event, even weeks prior to the event, and they kind of keep the students updated on those, then there's going to be more student engagement with those events, which is going to obviously make the CPDC very happy. So this is my graphic that I made. It's obviously in a larger infographic and it's all connected, but I'm going to take you kind of slide by slide. So how to promote your event, a Career and Professional Development Center edition. So first, for the social media timeline, the dates of all of the events must be released to the director at least 2 weeks prior to the event, as long as the Career Center knows about them. A short description of the event must be approved by the director. The second step would be the director will release event listing to the career staff, including the student workers. The communications assistant will create social media content for all platforms. Timeline kind of varies on the extent of the event. Social media content will be approved by the director prior to publishing. Social media will be scheduled on all platforms prior to dates of events, event day, and thereafter. And social media will reflect ideals, wants, and needs of the Career and Professional Development Center.